Welcome back. And as you can see, Karula is looking upwards at the kill, and she's been doing this a number of times. She's yawned about 3 or 4 times as well, which are all good signs that she could well get up and active and climb up the marula tree for us and start to feed. So it's a good time that you have come back to us, because at any moment she could get up. And it sounds like you've been having a wonderful sighting with not one but 2 big male lions. Something we haven't seen for a while here. As well as leopard. Until yesterday morning it had been just about a week, I think, that no leopard had been seen. Copy that, thanks Alex. She's also very alert. There have been a few instances where she's picked up her head very quickly. She's obviously heard some kind of a rustle in the grass. And she is very alert. Other predators, not only hyena, could come into the sighting. Lion could be attracted by the scent. Other leopard, wild dog. So even though she seems very relaxed at the moment, she's still very alert. We did reposition the vehicle slightly, so we are on the other side of her relative to where we were when you first saw her this morning. And we've done that so that the sun can be behind us if she does climb this marula tree, in order to get the best possible shot. And Andrew, another vehicle, will be making their way here. You may well have heard Brent conversing with Andrew over the radio, and we'll direct him in just using his vehicle audio noise. I really would like to see that. Andrew, can you copy me? Okay, I can't copy you, but basically follow the 2-track that leads you to the Gowrie repeater, or the repeater station off Balanites. It's kind of midway between Zoe's and Impala Road. You would head south, and then continue south into the block, and I'll use your vehicle audio to call you in. Andrew, go again. Andrew, I'm not copying you, but if you just follow my directions, I can keep leading you in. Apologies for that, but it is very important for us to help Andrew into this sighting, as we would expect the same help from him if the roles were reversed. Just to recap on what happened last night, we spent basically the whole afternoon with this beautiful female leopard, and it got to a point at around, it was about 6:45 last night, where we decided it would be best to leave her, because as you can see it's very thick in this area, and it was becoming night time, which is the ultimate time for leopards to hunt. And by us following her through very thick vegetation, we would have flushed away any potential prey. The other vehicle that was in the sighting with us, Johan, had the same intentions as us, and they were planning on leaving her, but they had stopped in the middle of this open block, and we're watching the full moon rise, and obviously just reflecting on what a great afternoon we had shared with her. And because their vehicle wasn't running, we were busy making our way back to the road. They actually heard the steenbok squeal in distress, as the leopard caught it. And this audio led them in towards where she was, and they drove in the direction of the noise they heard and found her with the steenbok in her mouth. She was standing dead still, listening intently, because she obviously knew that that little squeal that the steenbok let out was going to be attracting other predators. And within minutes, hyena were on the scene. We arrived just shortly after she had scrambled up this marula tree to get the kill and herself away from the hyena. But it's just a good example of when to leave animals and when to stay with animals, and it paid off for us, because if we had have continued staying with her, we certainly wouldn't have been able to see the kill, and or even probably the kill wouldn't have even happened. As I said, we would have probably flushed the steenbok away before she had a chance to catch it. So by leaving her early, we actually got rewarded. And another big yawn, telltale signs that she may well get active. And the fact that she's grooming herself now is also a very good sign. This is the first time she's groomed herself this morning, and it's also a very good indicator that she may well be becoming active soon. So don't go anywhere, because there's a strong chance at any moment now she'll get up, climb up this marula tree, which is not the easiest one to climb. She'll make it look easy, I'm guessing, but things to bear in mind is that she's relatively full-bellied now. Before she even started feeding on this kill, she had about half a tank, I would say. So she wasn't starving, she wasn't full-bellied, but she was comfortable. And now that she's fed on an extra half, she'll be fairly full-bellied, which makes getting up there a little bit more tricky. As you can see, she's looking up again. And I'm going to get my camera ready. Myra in Washington, good morning and welcome on board. Myra's asking how tall this marula tree is and how high can leopard scale a tree before needing a horizontal branch to assist them. Very good question, Myra, and I guess a lot would depend on the individual leopard. In this case, the marula tree is about 4 meters until the first fork, and then probably another 2 up to where you can see the kill position. And what a great shot Brian's giving you there. You can see the leopard at the base and the kill dangling up on the far side of the tree, kind of in the center of the shot. In terms of how high they can scale before needing a horizontal limb, I would say a leopard could make at least double this distance of the first fork in this tree before needing a breather. So I would say about 8 meters would be possible for leopard. It also depends on whether they have a kill in their mouth, because that makes it considerably trickier. You can imagine a female leopard who probably weighs around 40 to 50 kilograms, about 80 to 100 pounds, carrying up a fully grown impala weighing more than themselves. An incredible feat of strength, and they are said to be one of the strongest cat pound for pound, and a lot of that is attributed to the fact that they can hoist kills their own body weights or more vertically up a tree. She's lucky the hyena didn't stick around here, because it's not a comfortable marula tree relative to others in the area. It doesn't have very thick branches, and on top of that there's very few actual horizontal branches. Most of them are at a slight angle, therefore making it more difficult for her to get comfortable. So if she was marooned up in the tree, it would make for an uncomfortable few hours for her. But as I did say earlier, the hyena could return at any stage. We're very close to the hyena den site that we've been viewing recently, and would love to actually pop in there a little bit later, because it's been a few days since we've been there. So it'll be good to see how they're doing. But because we are so close to that hyena den site, it makes even more sense that they could swing past on their way back from their night out, looking for potential meals to scavenge as well as hunt. The hyenas in this area do hunt, and the Juma Waterhole camera actually helped provide us with some useful intelligence on that matter. It was a while ago, but a hyena was seen chasing an impala into the Vuyatela Dam, or Gowrie Dam, and the impala swam around for a bit and eventually got tired, and at such point where the impala had to come to an area of the dam shallow enough for it to stand, because it was getting too tight to swim. The hyena came in and grabbed it. So they do hunt for themselves out here, but also do a lot of scavenging, predominantly from leopard in the Sabi Sands, and that's probably because we've got a high density of leopard here, and for a hyena it's easier and less risky to steal from a leopard than it is to steal from lion. Here we go. Or is she just repositioning into the shade? She could well just be moving into another shady patch, which looks to be the case. So, false alarm. I was hoping that she was going to head up the tree and continue feeding. Either way, at least we're going to see her move around, and look at how full her belly is. Notably more extended than when we were viewing her yesterday. And isn't she beautiful? I personally think she has a few cubs growing within that belly of hers. It's been 2 months since she lost her last cub, and she could have been mating as soon as a week after that. It wasn't confirmed, but I'm fairly certain she would have mated fairly shortly after that. Call it even 2 weeks, within a 2-week period after that. That would mean the cubs would have been growing for a month and a half now. Okay, well, let's cut back to Brent. He's got a bit of action there, so we'll catch up with you again shortly.
Welcome back, guys. That second male's got up. It looks like he might be heading towards his coalition mate. Or we might just be looking for another patch of shade. We'll find out shortly. There he disappears behind that round leaf teak. Yeah, looks like he's heading straight towards his coalition mate. other male is lying just beyond that bush, but he can't see him because he's probably flat cut, so he's sniffing around for him. Sniff, sniff. Oh, you got the right direction now. The other male is actually, well, he might have moved, but I don't think so. He was lying just to the right. But he was lying there earlier, so he's sniffing. Where is he gone? I can't find him. I can't find him. There you go. The other male's just popped up his head. He spotted him. It's like, dude, over here. Maybe he doesn't want to be found. Another guy's still looking in the wrong direction. But he's sniffing where the male was a little bit earlier. Let's see what happens. Okay, looks like he's found the right direction. So let's drag into position to see the greeting. Went right. That's good, that's good. There we go. That was nice. Probably the most action we're going to get out of these two this morning. I don't know if you guys can hear that very soft, almost meowing. All this social grooming, very important for coalition members, strengthens their ties together, and it's fascinating to watch. And you think if it was over a meal or mating rights with a female, they would be fighting each other. So if you think your domestic cat at home gets hairballs, imagine what these two get after preening. We'll try and move it a little bit further forward to get that branch out of the way. Should have gap there, I think. Is that better? Perfect. Okay. Beautiful. Nice. That's wonderfully huge animals. You see those muscles as he walks, latent sort of energy that you know is there. You watch my back and I'll watch yours. Last station, copying you 0 out of 5. If you can copy me, please try the eastern channel. Last station was calling on the Juma channel. Please come in.
Yeah, Andrew.
Andrew, have you managed to find Scott?
Negative. I gave up there. I can't find a way.
Hey, copy. Did you find the 2-track that heads towards the repeater?
Well, I almost drive. I follow one of the tracks that, I almost approached the repeater, but I couldn't get right. Lucky this time.
Copy. Just stand by. If you're still in the area, I'll call Scott again. His radio is down, and I'm in a bad signal area where I am.
Positioned because Karula's lying in such a beautiful spot. And I'm just going to leave you with these beautiful views and just try and help Andrew into the sighting. We're having troubles with our radio, so I'm going to have to relay it via Brent. Tell Andrew to head south into the block from the antenna off Balanites, midway between Zoe's and Impala Road. He heads south on the 2-track that takes him to the antenna, and then south into the block from there. I don't think he'll know of it as the Garia repeater like we do. So just tell him that antenna between Zoe's and Impala Road on Ballinati's. You might be able to hear some birds calling. They're making a serious racket. I can't see them, but they are green wood hoopers. Oh, big yawn. And isn't it beautiful seeing her in this dappled sunlight? Another beautiful big yawn. Again, good signs that she might get active. And she surely has to go and feed on this kill at some stage. So we're not going to go anywhere. And these signs of her yawning are good ones. As well as grooming, that she may get her act together and go and start feeding. So we're lucky that she repositioned into the spot that she did, because it's quite open relative to most of the other vegetation and areas around surrounding us, which allows for us to have a great view of her as she slowly starts her morning. She won't have too much to worry about. She's got guaranteed food and could well be here up until this evening and only finish this kill later on tonight. And food is the most important thing out here, especially for predators who don't have an easy job catching their prey, even though they're incredibly good hunters and extremely stealthy. The prey animals have evolved over many years to avoid being caught by the predators. So you find animals like lion and leopard will only succeed in about 20% of their attempted hunts. Again, a lot will depend on the individual leopard and or the individual pride of lion. Success rates will differ greatly amongst different individuals. Brent, is Andrew... Yeah, how's Andrew doing? Okay, copy. question through from Tim in Arkansas. Good morning, Tim. And Tim is asking, from what age do leopards start climbing trees? And from as young as, I'd say, a month and a half, or even possibly a month, they'll start trying to scramble up trees. Because from 3 months of age, the mother will start weaning them off milk and she'll start taking them to her kills, which they will feed on. So from 3 months of age, they'll start feeding on meat, and when they do start feeding on meat, it's essential for them to be able to climb, because, as you know, hyena and other lions will be attracted to the kill point, and as long as the cubs can climb, they will be in relative safety. So, very important for them to be able to climb trees from a young age. And from as young as 3 months, they'll be fairly proficient climbers. So I hope that answers your question. And won't it be nice to monitor Karula's next litter of cubs and how long it takes them to climb their first tree. Well, she's teasing us, Karula, getting up and down, all this grooming, yawning, leading us to believe that she could climb up this tree at any stage, but she then pops down again. But that's fine, we're in no rush. There's still plenty of time this morning for her to climb up this tree, and we won't go anywhere until she does. As you can see, she's still very alert, ears pivoting forward and back, making sure she can hear the sound of any animals approaching. And this comes second nature to Leopard. And most of the animals out here, for that matter, kind of have to sleep with one eye open if you're going to make it out here. Brian, can you hear branches breaking?
I can indeed.
I'm not sure if it's a vehicle. It doesn't sound like a vehicle. I can't hear any vehicle audio.
Perhaps some Ellies.
Perhaps some Ellies. Very, very likely possibility. What's interesting is Andrea has decided against coming here and decided to head off to another sighting. So it shouldn't be him, and he was the only person that would have come if it is a vehicle that we can hear. Either way, there's some branches breaking in the distance. We'll wait and see what it is. It certainly would spice things up if a herd of elephants came into the mix. Cindy in Tennessee, good morning and welcome on board with us. Cindy is asking why I think the hyena have moved off and didn't stick around for any tidbits. It's a very good question. I'm not too sure why. I did touch on it a little bit earlier. It could potentially be because they've assessed the situation and have realized that there's not actually a lot of meat here. It's a small kill. And she hasn't started feeding on it. And when she does start feeding on it, or she has obviously fed on it now, but they might come back a little bit later to check this area for any small bones or scraps that they know the leopard will not finish. The leopard won't eat everything as they're not designed to, whereas the hyena are. So they may have been hungry or had other opportunities to go and scavenge or hunt for themselves elsewhere. Hard to tell. I would have expected there to be at least one or two hyena here this morning, but alas, I was wrong. So difficult to say. Potentially, yes, like I said, hyena, they heard some other vocalizations or other opportunities of meals arose that they went to. But it wouldn't surprise me if a hyena came past at any moment just to double check on what's going on here. And judging by her alertness, she's also expecting visitors. Good question though, Cindy, and hopefully some hyena will come onto the scene. Lynn in New Hampshire, good morning. Lynn is asking whether vultures or other birds could disturb Karula and her kill. There's a small chance of that happening, but unlikely. I haven't ever seen vultures or other birds causing an issue for leopard, and that's because it's difficult for birds of prey to find kills of leopard in trees. It's far easier for them to find bigger kills in the open made by lions. So that's the one thing. And then even the birds that are attracted to leopard kills, birds such as bataleurs, tawny eagles, hooded vultures, are not quite bold enough to try and dislodge or feed on a kill of a leopard, especially if she's nearby. It'll take her just a few seconds to get up the tree, not giving the birds any time to cause any major impact on the situation there. So they're fortunate in that regard, the leopard. Lisa on Twitter is asking if we can tell how far apart Karula is from the male lion that Brent is with now. And yes, I can. I've got a very good idea of where Brent is. And we're probably about 1.5 miles to 2 miles away. So, a safe distance apart. And she's got nothing to worry about regarding them at this stage. be deciding to go up into the tree, or she could just be repositioning into the shade. But I am going to get us into a position that if she does go up the tree, Brian's going to have a good angle. And she did look up there temporarily. Come on, Karula. I think she is going to go up and feed. She was in a perfectly shady spot there. A little bit of dappled sunlight, but nothing too serious, and it's not too hot yet, so I'm guessing she is going to go up the tree for us. Come on. Let's hope she doesn't go up on the side of the tree where we can't see her. She's also sniffing around looking for any tidbits that may have dropped down there. Because she won't want to waste anything, and she'd certainly prefer to feed on it herself than let the hyena have it. Still not quite ready yet, it appears. She does appear to be looking very intently back in one direction, and I wonder what it is that's causing that. There it goes. Come on. Again, she appears to really be interested in something to the west of us. Who knows, it could be another potential source of prey. It's not uncommon for leopard to have 2 kills in the same vicinity. And it makes sense for predators out here to take any opportunity they can get, because they never know when they will have their next opportunity. So on several occasions I've seen leopard with 2 kills, never hoisted in the same tree, but in trees nearby. And that would make sense because it's energy consuming and time consuming dragging a kill around to try and get it into the same tree that an existing kill may be, and it's far safer and easier for a leopard to hoist it up the closest tree, and that's also the safest bet for them. Not the best angle at the moment, but we'll give it a minute or two to see what unfolds before we reposition. You can hear a very nice bird call in the background while we're waiting though. And it's a black-crowned chagra. It's the one that's just called now. That was a terrible, terrible improvisation on my behalf, but it sounds kind of similar to that. should be going on to the west of us. It is so thick in here, very difficult to see, but she's turning around now, looking back up into the tree. Another big yawn. There goes the chagra again. Interesting name, the chagra. It's spelled T-C-H-A-G-R-A. Pretty birds, you don't see them very often. They're quite secretive, but their call is one of their best attributes. Lisa on Twitter's just sent through a message saying that not long ago a male leopard called Duma did manage to make 2 kills and have them hoisted up 2 separate trees, and then I believe another leopard came along and stole one of the kills from him. That is the one difficulty, is if you do have 2 kills in 2 separate places, even if they are hoisted in a tree where they're safe from everything else, if another leopard were to find that kill without any other one being there to defend it, they would obviously have no problem climbing up and helping themselves. So thanks for sending that through, Lisa, and I'm glad that some of you have witnessed that before. Well, considering she's just laid down now, let's cut across to Brent and see what he's been up to for the last few minutes, and we'll be sure to let you know when Karula gets active again. See you later.